Yeah, so Steel Hotels is driven out of bringing a sports performance resort into the UK, into a place where sports participation levels have grown phenomenally over the last 10, 15 years. But there is a lack of infrastructure for aspirationals and for corporates that want to improve their physical and mental performance. So the resort brings those pieces together in the beauty of the English countryside, but then also we take that context of performance output from a mental and physical standpoint, and then we put that into an urban context for our urban proposition, which we're looking to then populate into cities in the UK and then globally over the next 10, 15 years. So look, I think that the brand fills a gap that hasn't been filled so far, because there has been a lot of talk around wellness, and I think the wellness and well-being words have been taken from a very generic and top-level perspective as almost a fashion and a trend, but without the true understanding of how to deliver that. So I believe that wellness and well-being is an output which is delivered by a series of inputs, but without the understanding of the inputs, it's very difficult to deliver that as an output. So for us, we take the roots of the inputs from the heart and we deliver them through the veins of the organization, delivering true outputs in mental and physical wellness. So that's where we're different, and the vehicle which we use for that is the sports industry and all of the performance relationship and ecosystem that exists within that industry, and then we apply that to normal human beings as they travel around the world. So the cities that we're looking for our urban proposition are London, but specifically in London we're interested in areas with a sporting heritage. So we're looking to work with the legacy of the Olympics in the Stratford Olympic Park as potentially one of our first sites. We're also interested in Wimbledon because we've got a lot of relationships with the Lawn Tennis Association, and we think that the locality and the community there are very bought into this essence of mental and physical wellness. But also we're looking in Manchester, we're looking in Cardiff, and we're also having some other conversations in some more kind of lesser cities from a kind of business standpoint in the UK, but have an incredible sporting heritage. So we're looking at Sheffield, Leeds as examples, and Bristol, Bath areas as well. If you ask my opinion of the hotel industry at the moment, I would say it's an industry which has a lot of big brands that are doing some incredible things, and the brand identities of those big corporate brands is absolutely fantastic, and they've been driven out of someone's belief and vision many years ago and have populated cities around the world. What I think happens, however, is a lot of those big organizations, because they own the marketplace, it's then prevented people coming into the hotel market and being able to innovate. And also the way that the real estate side of the hotel industry has taken over from a development standpoint, it's then again restricted the ability for real innovators to come and try new things. So I think it's got still a huge amount of potential to innovate in new ways, but I think there is a reluctance and sometimes a nervousness and a lot of barriers to entry for people to then go and create new concepts and innovate. If I was to piece together some advice for budding entrepreneurs in this space, and I would consider myself someone that intends to be a visionary in hotels and wants to change the path and the future of this industry, but I always struggle with calling yourself an entrepreneur when we're still a theoretical company, because until we've deployed ourselves in real estate, then we can't show people what we are. We can talk a lot about it, but we can't show them. So I'm always cautious about over-egging this sense of me being an entrepreneur, although I appreciate that statement. I would say some of the challenges that exist are there are schemes that are government-backed for innovation. There's SEIS and EIS, which are fantastic investment schemes for startups. In hotels, you cannot apply for that funding. So what that means is to get yourself off the ground, you're already restricted in terms of the ability to finance, because the risk profile of you as a new company is higher because you don't have the kind of tax benefits that an SEIS or an EIS scheme affords you. That said, I think that there is huge opportunity for innovators in this space, which is governed by the big brands that they're often looking at each other for ideas rather than looking outside and at the future for opportunities. And I think as such, my advice would be don't be threatened by the fact that the marketplace is governed by the big brands. There is a place for independent, smaller operators and for newer, innovative companies, as well as there is a place for the fantastic bigger brands that are there. And actually, I think that the consumers need the newer products. So, trust yourself. Make sure that whatever you're doing, though, is built from something you believe in. That was something I learned very heavily from working with Alex Calderwood from ACE. Was, he created success from truly believing in what he did and having a passion for it. And as simple as that sounds, I think that's where success lies. So if you have an idea, don't jump on a fashion, don't jump on a trend. Do something because you believe in it, because potentially if you're a consumer, there'll be many other people that think like you, and then you'll make a success of it.